नेहा अभी स्टार्ट करना वेटिंग तो अच्छा मैम
Sports teaches you to build your character. It teaches you to play and lose. It teaches you how to act when you win as well. It teaches you how to react when you sometimes lose. Overall, it teaches you about life. The spirit of sportsmanship inculcates three valuable assets of your life. That is, ability, motivation, and attitude. A very bright and cheerful morning to all our distinguished guests, reverend coordinators, esteemed colleagues, and enthusiastic participants. It's our pleasure to welcome you all to the two-day international conference, Sportscape 2025, emphasizing on the philosophy of inclusive sports for all, transforming infrastructure for accessibility. It is organized to cater to the vision of 2047, sponsored by ICSR and collaborated with BMSCA Bangalore. The conference is being conducted in hybrid mode. So half of participants as well as delegates are joining us in online mode. Inclusive sports infrastructure is not just about compliance, it's about empowering individuals, fostering participation, and ensuring that sports remain a universal right rather than a privilege. From accessible stadiums to adaptive sports equipment and policies that drive inclusivity, we have the opportunity to create an environment where everyone, regardless of ability, can thrive. Today, we gather not just as professionals, policymakers, and field persons, but as visionaries committed to breaking barriers and redefining the future of inclusive sports infrastructure. To grace this occasion, we have amongst us today Vikas Kharagar, Assistant Director Sports, Government of Madhya Pradesh, Dr. K.K. Dhote, Team Planning and Development, Manage Bhopal, Dr. Rachna Khare, Professor and Dean, Student Affairs at SPA Bhopal, Dr. Nakul Dhawan, Head of Department, Architecture and Planning, Manage Bhopal, Dr. Leena Thomre, Associate Professor, BMS College of Architecture, Bangalore, Dr. Supriya Vyas, Associate Professor, Manage, and Dr. Neha Pratap Kohli, Assistant Professor, Manage. I would like to invite you all to kindly come upon the dais for lighting of the lamp and initiate the proceedings of two-day conference.
Vikas Harkalji, Assistant Director of Sports, Professor Rachna Khare, SPA Bhopal, Professor Nakul Dhagat, और HOD Architecture and Planning, and delegates. आप सभी का इस कार्यक्रम में बहुत बहुत स्वागत। आज का जो विषय है इंक्लूसिव स्पोर्ट्स फॉर ऑल, ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फॉर एक्सेसिबिलिटी, ये अत्यंत ही क्या कहना चाहिए अभी बहुत ही प्रासंगिक है, क्योंकि when we talk about the national education policy, so now national education policy is talking about the holistic development, and particularly it has also emphasized upon the human values. And when we talk about human values, so sports has a very larger role to play when we talk in terms of human values. मतलब ऐसा कहा जाता है कि जो लोग स्पोर्ट्स में होते हैं, जो एथलीट होते हैं या जो किसी भी तरीके के स्पोर्ट्स में एंगेज होते हैं, वो लोग बहुत कम सुसाइड करते हैं। ऐसे केसेस बहुत कम होते हैं जब किसी स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन ने सुसाइड किया हो। तो there are so many things which are associated with sports, and particularly talking about the inclusivity, and when we talk about the spatial dimension of inclusivity, so we found that most of the rural areas are having the talent which are not, the potential is not actually harnessed properly, and as a result they are not able to enjoy the sports facility or make their career in sports facility. So I am sure this particular conference will lay down some kind of guidelines for this, that how the sports infrastructure can be made better, particularly when we talk in terms of rural areas. Now, today's topic, when we talk about the inclusivity or the sports, so we have persons who will be deliberating more and enlightening you more about the sports, because Mr. Vikas is from Sports Department, is Assistant Director in Government of Madhya Pradesh, looking after the work. And when we talk about inclusivity, so we have the resource person, Professor Rachna Khare, who has been working on the different aspects of inclusivity, and definitely today we will explore some new dimensions of inclusivity in terms of sports infrastructure. Also with us we have Professor Nakul Dhagat, who is enjoying his, sir, I don't remember the number, which birthday? I take this opportunity to wish him a very happy birthday today, and I think this is one occasion which requires thank you. And I also congratulate the organizers, namely Professor Supriya Vyas, Dr. Neha and Dr. Leena, who are organizing this particular event. I am sure this event is going to help us in laying down some kind of guidelines which will really help us. And talking about our own campus, since you people are in Manit, I can tell you that Manit has one of the best infrastructure in terms of sports when you compare it with all NITs and all IITs, because we have a very good sports complex. And again, I feel very proud in saying that this sports complex was initiated, designed by our Department of Architecture and Planning, when Professor Ashutosh Sharma was looking after this construction work. So it was his thought to have designed that particular sports complex. Unfortunately, there are few areas like cricket ground and athlete ground which is not in proper shape. The reason being, during COVID we are not able to maintain those areas, but soon we will revive those areas also. And at the last, I wish you all, the organizers as well as the participants, a successful workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving forward, on behalf of entire Sportscape team and crowd present here, I would like to extend our warmest wishes to Dr. Nakul Dhagat, Head of Department, Architecture and Planning, Manit Bhopal. Dear sir, we wish you a wonderful year ahead filled with happiness, success and prosperity. And now I would like you to kindly come upon the dais and enlighten us with your valuable insights. Sir, please.
Good morning everybody. And हम लोग उस इलाके हैं जब हमारे
ये वाला मेरा असली वाला है, वैसा कि मैं नौकरी का देखूं तो मेरा जन्मदिन कुछ और, तो मुझे 2 बार विशेष मिलते हैं साल में, और स्विच में एक ही बार खिला। I would really extend a very warm welcome to Vikas ji and Rachna ma'am and Leena, our student and doctoral scholar and now an assistant professor at BMS College, Bangalore. I extend my warm welcome as our partner in this conference. Sports for me is very close at heart because I've been playing sports, and inclusivity. It's not a new concept, only thing is we have widened it now. First it was more of accessibility, now it is also gender accessibility. So there are so many more aspects which have joined in sports and Sportscape. It's been just 2 years that now we have an cricket league for women also, which has got all the infrastructure, help, support from the authorities, and a very professional look for everybody, which really shows that okay, there are 2 events happening during March and April, so Women's Premier League and the Indian Premier League, IPL. So slowly in all sports, be it cricket, basketball, athletics, you name it, inclusivity in terms of gender has been there. Now, as in the morning I was talking with Vikas sir also, and he gave me a word, I was not aware about it. One is a professional sport, the other is a community sport. And I think, as he has rightly said, many countries have worked on community sports at the lowest community level also. And that's where the inclusivity has come in, and we have more talent coming in from all the segments of society. And I'm sure as he is heading the administration for the sports at Madhya Pradesh, and he has done a lot of work in that. Today morning in the national games, our Madhya Pradesh basketball team has got gold medal, and he was getting all the wishes when he was sitting together. So now we have a lot of people coming into sports, and of course the infrastructure which comes up now, somewhere I'm sure is looking into the inclusivity, both in terms of accessibility for specially abled players and the women players also. Rachna ma'am has worked on a lot on inclusivity and accessibility, and as professor at SPA Bhopal, she has really guided a lot of projects and thesis in this regard. I'm sure her insight into this will help all of you and take this message further in your fields. I welcome you, ma'am. I also welcome all the participants who are there on the online mode. It's a nice era that we are living in where the participation can be better if we also allow for online participation. And I'm sure the insights from our experts who have joined us, who will join us online, will give us more valuable input into this. I welcome all the participants who are sitting here, and I thank the organizers for having taken this effort, done this effort and organized this. I'm sure we'll have more such interactions with experts and participants within and outside Bhopal. Welcome you all. Thank you.
And I request all the participants कि तालियां बजाने में कंजूसी नहीं होनी चाहिए, because clapping itself promotes the spirit of sportsmanship, right? A huge round of applause for all the participants present here, for all the guests. Now moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, it's the time to delve into more depth into the theme of inclusivity and accessibility in sports. It's our honor to invite distinguished sports administrator and coach, Mr. Vikas to the dais. With over 25 years of experience as a basketball coach and 17 years in multi-sports administration, he has played a crucial role in talent identification, fitness coordination, and high-performance sports development. Currently posted as Assistant Director, Sports, Government of Madhya Pradesh, his contributions to Indian sports, including coaching the Indian had brought laurels to the nation. He is the recipient of several prestigious awards in the field of sports, including the Prime Minister Award for Excellence for the project Hum Chhuenge Aasmaan, National Award for E-Governance, National Nargi Media Award for Gender Sensitivity, and National Sports Time Coach Award. With great due respect, I now invite Mr. Vikas Kharatkar to share his valuable insights with us. So, please join us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have amongst us Dr. Alka Bharat, Dean Faculty Welfare, Manit Bhopal. So I request a huge round of applause for her presence.
Thank you, Dias. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, organizer. जैसा आपको मालूम है कि जो स्पोर्ट्स करते हैं ना वो बहुत ज़्यादा बोलते नहीं, और जितना मुझे मालूम है कि मेरी तो शादी भी हो गई तो मेरे को बोलना अलाउ वैसे भी नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपको बता दूं कि स्पोर्ट्स बहुत ही अलग तरह की चीज़ है और इंडिया एक बहुत बड़ा स्पोर्ट्स पावर बन गया है। और जहाँ तक मध्य प्रदेश की बात करें तो आप जहाँ पर बैठे हैं अभी तक आप जानते हैं भोपाल को झीलों की नगरी के नाम से, लेकिन जिस तरह का स्पोर्ट्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आ रहा है भोपाल में, कुछ समय में आप जानेंगे भोपाल खेलों की नगरी होगा। और उसका रीजन ये है कि अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 1000 करोड़ का हमारा एक प्रोजेक्ट ऑलरेडी ऑन है, जिसमें मल्टी स्पोर्ट्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बहुत सारी स्पोर्ट्स फैसिलिटी भोपाल में आ रही है। भोपाल ने लास्ट ईयर ही शूटिंग का वर्ल्ड कप होस्ट करा था और रोइंग की एशियन चैंपियनशिप हम इस साल होस्ट करने वाले हैं। भोपाल में 14 स्पोर्ट्स अकेडमीज हैं और अगर हम मध्य प्रदेश की बात करें तो मध्य प्रदेश का नाम खेलों के क्षेत्र में इस वक्त सबसे सम्मानीय नाम है, क्योंकि मध्य प्रदेश नेशनल गेम्स में इस वक्त जो लीडिंग स्टेट्स हैं उनकी कैटेगरी में है। हम लोग बेस्ट 3 राज्यों में शामिल हैं। अभी भी आप देख रहे होंगे नेशनल गेम्स ऑन है उत्तराखंड में, और उत्तराखंड में भी हमारे खिलाड़ी लगातार मेडल जीत रहे हैं। तो जैसा मैं बात कर रहा था कि जो स्पोर्ट्स है उसको हम 2 ब्रॉड कैटेगरीज में बांट सकते हैं। एक जिस पर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं उसको हम परफॉर्मेंस स्पोर्ट्स बोलते हैं, और जो दूसरा पॉइंट है वो है कम्युनिटी स्पोर्ट्स। तो जितना जिस भी देश का कम्युनिटी स्पोर्ट्स मॉडल स्ट्रांग होगा उनका उतना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस स्पोर्ट्स होगा, क्योंकि जितनी प्लेइंग पॉपुलेशन होगी उतने आपको चैंपियन मिलेंगे। और स्पोर्ट्स केवल परफॉर्मेंस स्पोर्ट्स तक ही सीमित नहीं है। आज हर एक व्यक्ति को अगर आप कोविड के बाद से देखें तो स्पोर्ट्स करने की जरूरत लग रही है, और उसका रीजन ये है कि अगर आपको हेल्थी लाइफस्टाइल लेकर आना है तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ना चाहिए, और जितना आप स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ेंगे उतना आप हॉस्पिटल से दूर रहेंगे, उतना आप हेल्थी रहेंगे। तो स्पोर्ट्स करने से केवल फिजिकल हेल्थ मिलती है बल्कि मेंटल हेल्थ भी आपको मिलती है। जितने भी प्लेयर हैं और जो जीवन है, मतलब अगर हम बात करें स्पोर्ट्स और जीवन तो दोनों एक जैसे ही है। तो जीवन में भी आप देखेंगे उतार चढ़ाव चलते रहते हैं, और स्पोर्ट्स में भी आप कभी भी हमेशा जीतोगे नहीं, हारोगे नहीं। तो स्पोर्ट्स हारना सिखा देता है और जीवन में ये बहुत काम आता है। तो जहाँ तक स्पोर्ट्स का सवाल है तो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि मध्य प्रदेश एक बहुत ही सम्मानीय नाम है और वो आप नेशनल गेम में आगे भी देखोगे कि किस तरह से हमारे प्लेयर मल्टी स्पोर्ट्स में अपना परफॉर्मेंस दे रहे हैं और ये परफॉर्मेंस ऐसे ही आया है और उसके लिए बहुत बड़ी मेहनत लगी है। मैं खुद इस बात का गवाह हूँ। हम लोग पिछले 20 सालों से सुबह 6 बजे से लेके रात के 9 बजे तक काम करते हैं और हम लोग संडे मंडे कोई भी इस तरह की चीज़ों को भी नहीं देखते हैं। अब मैं लकी हूँ कि मैं जो जॉब कर रहा हूँ वो मेरा लाइकिंग का जॉब है। तो आप देखेंगे जो भी आपकी लाइकिंग की चीज़ है उसमें आप टाइम नहीं देंगे और उसमें हमेशा आपको मजा आता है और आप ज़्यादा अच्छा काम करते हैं। तो जो भी चीज़ आप देखेंगे बच्चे अगर लाइकिंग का काम करेंगे तो डेफिनेट उसमें अच्छा रिजल्ट आने की संभावना रहती है। तो बहुत ही सिस्टमेटिक रूप से मध्य प्रदेश में काम करा गया है। हमारे ऑफिसेस लगभग हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में है, हमारे ऑफिसर्स हैं, हमारे ऑफिसर वहाँ काम कर रहे हैं। मध्य प्रदेश में अगर आप देखें तो सबसे ज़्यादा हॉकी के टर्न पर है। तो हॉकी हमारे यहाँ ऑलमोस्ट 23 फीडर सेंटर्स हैं। हमारी जो एकेडमीज हैं वो 5 डिफरेंट लोकेशन पर हैं, जिसमें भोपाल एक बड़ा एपिसेंटर है, लेकिन इसके अलावा ग्वालियर, जबलपुर, शिवपुरी और महेश्वर भी हमारे सेंटर है। और यहाँ पर जो प्लेयर पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं हमारे एकेडमीज में वो न केवल नेशनल बल्कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं। लास्ट जो ओलंपिक्स हुए थे पेरिस में, उसमें हमारे 6 खिलाड़ियों ने ओलंपिक्स और पैरालंपिक्स में पार्टिसिपेट करा और हमारे खिलाड़ियों ने कुल 3 पदक अर्जित करे। तो मध्य प्रदेश अब नेशनल लेवल से इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर पहुंच गया है और उसका बड़ा रीजन यही है कि जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है उन्होंने स्पोर्ट्स को प्रायोरिटी दिया है और इसका पॉलिटिकल विल का बड़ा रोल होता है कहीं के भी स्पोर्ट डेवलपमेंट में। मुझे लगता है कि अगर मेरा वीडियो रेडी है तो मैं एक वीडियो आपको दिखाता हूँ जिससे आपको मालूम पड़ेगा हमारी अकेडमी किन किन खेलों में है और वो किस तरह से दिखती है। तो आपको एक छोटा सा वीडियो मैं दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ जिससे एक छोटा सा आइडिया आपको होगा कि हमारे पास स्पोर्ट्स अकेडमीज में वो वर्ल्ड क्लास है। और हमारे पास जो कोचेस हैं वो भी हमने कोशिश करी है कि जो इंडिया के बेस्ट कोचेस तो नहीं हैं, वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट कोचेस भी हमारे पास आए। तो इस वक्त भी हमने एथलेटिक्स में कीबोर्ड कोच को बुलाया हुआ है, और वाटर स्पोर्ट्स में भी हमारे पास जो है वो रोमानिया से कोच आए हुए हैं। तो अभी नेशनल गेम्स हमारे चल रहे हैं जिसमें 331 खिलाड़ी गए हुए हैं, और लास्ट टाइम हम लोग नेशनल गेम्स में 3rd पोजीशन पे थे, जो कि अपने आप में रिकॉर्ड था। और इस बार भी मुझे लग रहा है कि हम लोग न केवल अपनी पोजीशन रिटेन करेंगे बल्कि उससे भी आगे जाएंगे। और उसका रीज़न सिंपल सा ये है कि अभी तक परफॉर्मेंस स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत काम है। और आज हम बात कर रहे हैं इंक्लूसिवनेस की, तो आप देख सकते हैं कि हमारे दो पैरा खिलाड़ी हैं, कपिल परमार और अभिनव पांडे। इस बार भारत सरकार ने इन दोनों खिलाड़ियों को अर्जुन अवार्ड से भी सम्मानित किया है। दोनों ही खिलाड़ियों ने पेरिस ओलंपिक्स में ब्रॉन्ज मेडल लिया था। आपने इस वीडियो में देखा कि विवेक सागर प्रसाद बहुत ही छोटे से जिले से आते हैं, और उन्होंने ओलंपिक में बैक टू बैक 2 मेडल जीते हैं, और ये उनका दूसरा मेडल था। और ये अकेडमी से हमारे यहाँ स्टार्टिंग से जुड़े रहे हैं। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि जो खिलाड़ी हैं न केवल नेशनल लेवल पे बल्कि ओलंपिक लेवल पे भी मेडल लेकर आ रहे हैं। तो अगर आप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप कर रहे हो और वो वर्ल्ड क्लास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कर रहे हो और उसका यूज प्रॉपर्ली हो रहा है, तो आपको रिजल्ट देखने को मिलेंगे। हम अपने इंडियन कोचेस को भी 2,50,000 रुपीज पर मंथ तक पे करते हैं। और हमारा जैसा देखिए अब पूरा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट भी जो इंडियन कोचेस हैं उनको पैसे देने लगा है। इसके पहले फॉरेन कोचेस को ही 10 लाख रुपीज तक पर मंथ देते थे, लेकिन अब हमारे इंडियन कोचेस में किसी से कम नहीं है, तो उनको भी चीजें मिल रही हैं। जहाँ तक बाकी चीजों का सवाल है, मैं बोलूँगा कम्युनिटी स्पोर्ट्स मॉडल अभी इंडिया में नहीं है, तो इसको लेकर आने की जरूरत है। जैसे हम कम्युनिटी स्पोर्ट्स मॉडल लेकर आते हैं, कम्युनिटी स्पोर्ट्स मॉडल का मतलब है कि हर छोटे से मोहल्ले में, हर छोटी सी कम्युनिटी में स्पोर्ट्स का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप हो। और अगर हम ये परिकल्पना करेंगे कि जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप हो वो उसकी क्वालिटी बहुत अच्छी होना चाहिए। और अभी तो मेक शिफ्ट का भी बड़ा मार्केट है। अगर आप देखेंगे तो छोटे छोटे जो रेडी टू मूव इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हैं उनका बड़ा चलन बढ़ गया है। अगर हम इस पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे, ये कुछ मॉडल अच्छा लेकर आएंगे, तो इससे ना केवल एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी बढ़ेगी बल्कि हमारे जो अलग अलग कम्युनिटीज में अलग अलग लोगों को खेलने का मौका मिलेगा। खेल केवल प्लेयर्स को जरूरत नहीं है, हर एक नागरिक को खेलने की जरूरत है। अगर हमको एक हेल्दी सोसाइटी बनानी है, और जरूरी नहीं आप स्पोर्ट्स करें और प्रोफेशनल लेवल पे करें, लेकिन आपको डे लाइफ में भी अगर आपको सक्सेसफुल रहना है तो किसी न किसी स्पोर्ट से जुड़ना चाहिए। और आज के युग में जहाँ पर आप देखेंगे 90% बच्चे मोबाइल और डिजिटल दुनिया में खेल रहे हैं, उनको रियलिटी में खेलने की जरूरत है। और ये आप अपने जीवन में भी देखेंगे कि जब से गाड़ियाँ और बाकी संसाधन जुड़े हैं, लोगों ने श्रम करना कम कर दिया। और यही कारण है कि जो इलनेस है, बहुत सारी बीमारियां हैं, और उसका कारण भी यही बना है। जो मैनेट के जो स्टूडेंट जो इसको परस्यू कर रहे हैं, खासतौर से स्पोर्ट्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के पार्ट से, तो केवल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाना काफी नहीं है आज के डेट में। जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बने वो क्वालिटी का बने, वो वर्ल्ड स्टैंडर्ड का बने, क्योंकि हर एक चीज के लिए आजकल आप देखेंगे टेक्नोलॉजी है। अगर आपने कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाया है और उसमें लाइट्स प्रॉपर नहीं है, टेलीकास्ट लाइट नहीं है, तो वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर यूज नहीं होगा। अगर आप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बना रहे हो तो उसके साथ और भी सपोर्टिव चीजें चाहिए होती हैं। तो अगर आप अगर कोई भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का आप डिजाइन कर रहे हैं तो आप सब चीजों का ध्यान रखेंगे कि वहाँ पे ब्लाइंड भी आ सकते हैं, वहाँ पे पैरा वाले बच्चे भी आ सकते हैं, वुमेन पार्टिसिपेट भी हो सकते हैं, बुजुर्ग भी हो सकते हैं। तो आपको जब भी कोई मॉडल तैयार करना है तो आपको इंक्लूसिव जो आपकी विजन है उसको लेकर आना चाहिए। और मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी है, एआई का जमाना है, तो डेफिनेटली हमको वही इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर काम करना चाहिए जो सस्टेनेबल हो, लोग यूज कर सकें। ऐसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जिनका यूज कम, मिसयूज ज्यादा हो, उनको हमको अवॉइड करना चाहिए। कई सारी जगहों पर ऐसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर देखने को मिलते हैं जो बन तो जाते हैं लेकिन उनका यूज नहीं हो पाता। तो आप बीइंग आर्किटेक्चरल स्टूडेंट इस बात का जरूर ध्यान रखें कि अगर आप छोटा भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बना रहे हैं तो वो कैसे यूजफुल हो, कैसे वो प्लेइंग कंडीशन उनकी परफेक्ट हो, और जितने भी लोग इसको ऑनलाइन जुड़े हैं उनको भी मैं बोलूँगा कि जरूरी नहीं है आप स्पोर्ट्स परफॉर्मेंस स्पोर्ट्स के लिए जुड़े, आप किसी न किसी तरह स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ें और जैसे जैसे आप स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ते जाएंगे आप देखेंगे कि आपका ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट जो है वो बहुत ही अच्छा होगा। थैंक यू सो मच, आपने मुझे इनवाइट करा और मुझे मौका दिया। बिल्कुल ये जब भी आप मुझे बुलाएंगे मैं जरूर आपके पास हाजिर होऊंगा और मैं सभी को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, sir. Your valuable insights on the development of world-class sports infrastructure in Madhya Pradesh have definitely helped us in broadening the array of our knowledge in context of the development, inclusivity, gender sensitivity, and so on. Once again, thank you very much. And now I request conference secretaries, Dr. Supriya Vyas and Dr. Neha Pranam Kohli madam, to kindly come upon the dais and enlighten our participants with the proceedings of the conference. And it will be followed by a high tea break.
So, very good morning to all, respected eminent experts, Rachna ma'am, Vikas sir, Dean, PND, Dr. Kikiruti sir, HOD, Architecture, Time Department, Dr. Nakul sir, Dr. Supriya Vyas ma'am, Dr. Neena, who are the collaborating partners for this particular project, and our participants, our students, are all eminent faculty members. We first of all welcome you all. This particular conference is a part of our ICSR project which we have got under Viksit Bharat. Under this particular project, it was a part that we have to organize a conference. We made it international conference, and for this we have actually got around 102 abstracts around the world, and out of these 102 abstracts, around 74 full papers are being selected and which will be basically for within these 2 days will be presented among various experts. Among these 74 papers, full papers, 10 papers are from Managed and rest are from Pan-India and globally. We have got few papers from global, for example, we have got from Ohio, we have got from China, and we have got 2 papers from Bangladesh also. One of the experts is also from Bangladesh. This particular conference, the theme of this particular conference is very much multidisciplinary, yet it is basically targeting upon inclusive accessibility. But the various key themes, for example, we have basically highlighted that any innovative data methodology or data collection methods will be taken up into consideration. The best 25 papers among these will be selected and will be submitted to ICSR team. The takeaways from this particular conference will be a part of our research project. Today, for this particular conference, we have around more than 80 people who are live on screen. Though offline we have very less, but we have these things, it is live, everybody is viewing you up. I am very happy to organize this first international conference of art. I hope for these 2 days we will be presenting a very wonderful papers and the takeaways will be surely being circulated, and the best papers will anyhow will go to ICSR teams. That's all for today. I request Supriya ma'am to be on the desk. Thank you.
Now I would like to request both of our conference secretary to kindly felicitate the guest with token of appreciation and mementos. Before we proceed, let's do once more a mock exercise of clapping. now. So I request everyone to give up a huge round of applause for themselves, for the guests, for the participants. Now I would like to request Dr. Supriya Vyas to felicitate Dr. K.K. Bhote, Dean, Planning and Welfare, Management. I request Dr. Supriya Vyas ma'am to kindly felicitate our chief guest of today, Mr. Vikas Karakar sir, Assistant Director, Sports, Government of Madhya Pradesh. Now I would like to request Dr. Supriya Vyas madam to kindly felicitate Dr. Rachna Khare madam, SPA Bhopal. Now I would like to request Dr. Neha Pranam Kohli madam to kindly felicitate Dr. Nabar Dhagal sir, Head of the Department, Marriott Bhopal. And now I would like to request once again Dr. Supriya Vyas madam to kindly felicitate Dr. Leena Thomre ma'am, Associate Professor, BMSCA Bangalore. Thank you so much ma'am. Now I would like to request all the participants and guests to proceed for the high tea. It will be followed by the keynote session 1 shared by Dr. Rachna Khare madam. And now I would like to request Supriya ma'am to give a short vote of thanks.
Good morning all of you. I extend my deep gratitude to all of those who are available here, who made their presence here, and despite your busy schedules, you all were here to just honor us for the conference. And I just extend my thanks to the Dr. K.K. Bhote sir. I extend my thanks to Arka ma'am who had to just leave because she had a class. And I am thankful to our HOD, Dr. Nabar Dhagal sir, who are always supporting us and guiding us throughout the organizing of this conference. We are thankful to Vikas sir for sparing his valuable time for us. And we are also thankful to Rachna ma'am, though we have a session soon after the tea break. I am thankful to her who wholeheartedly accepted the invitation as a keynote speaker for our conference. And my heartfelt thanks to all my colleagues for their encouragement in all our efforts. And my gratitude towards my secretaries, conference secretaries, Neha and Alina, for their promptness in organizing this conference. Lastly, not to forget my student volunteers and also the supporting staff who have been working day and night to make this conference a success. Hope the knowledge we are going to share through this conference is going to be of very use to you. And we have 2 best papers also which will be selected through this conference. And there will be scopus submission through this conference also. Selected papers only, right? In the international book chapters also. So that is all for today. We take time for a small tea break. 10 minutes later we'll be back here and we continue with our sessions. Before that, a small group photo we can have in the construction yard of the department, and then we proceed for the tea break. Thank you so much.
greatly contributed towards the advancement of inclusive design practices. We have amongst us Dr. Rachna Khare, Professor and Dean, Student Affairs at SPA Bhopal, known for her passion, dedication, and groundbreaking efforts to create designs that cater to the diverse human needs. She has served in numerous leadership roles and has made remarkable strides in the field of education, research, and activism. Her contribution in inclusive designs have earned her national and international accolades, including patents, copyrights, and prestigious recognition of being named as the Inspired Teacher by the Honorable President of India. She has done several research projects with AICTE, UGC, and Design Innovation Center of Ministry of Education. She has published more than 50 papers in various national and international journals, authored 3 books, and edited more than 15 referred journals. Dr. Khare's role as a 2-time Fulbright Fellow, her lecturing on inclusive design around the world, and her pioneering efforts with the Center of Human-Centric Research had made her a perfect fit to enlighten us today. So ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Dr. Rachna Khare to grace the dais and share her valuable insights with us. So please give her a huge round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll just put the time here. Mail लगा or you just tell me, huh? It's something, you know, very close to my heart. So when I speak, I really lose track of time. So better is that you.
Even putting a timer from such a rich faculty is an inspiration for us.
So can you put my presentation, please? Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So, good morning, and I'm going to talk about inclusive sports for all as an architect, you know, a person who has worked in the area of accessibility for persons with disabilities. And I've been involved in several initiatives which I'll be sharing. And a lot of things which I will be, you know, speaking here will come from my experiences. I worked on inclusive indoor play project. Can you see my cursor? I think cursor is not visible, so it's okay. So inclusive indoor play project, which was sponsored by National Institute of Disability Research and Rehabilitation in the United States. That was during my PhD when I was working on some research projects. Then I worked on, I stayed empowered committee member when some Center of Excellence for Disability Sports were set up in India. There were 4 and out of which 1 is ready. And then I was part of that Center for Excellence as part of my as building committee. Then we also have done some exercises on sports, because being academicians, we work. So I worked on those buildings which were Center for Excellence. And then I also have some students, those who worked on their product design and visual communication, which is meant for a special needs person. So I'm going to speak on my experiences on this. And above all these experiences, I have one experience which doesn't come in any of my CV, that I am a mother of a special needs child, and my son with autism, he made up to Special Olympics. And that is something he's 28 years old now. So that is something which I'm really proud to share with you all. In my presentation, I will first talk about the play, because you need to understand persons with disabilities and how children with disabilities play, to be able to understand that what barriers and constraints they have when it comes to the sports. So I will talk about play. And a lot of things which I am talking about play comes from my iPlay project, which I did as part of NIPRR. And then I will talk about sports, how a play turned into sports, and what is the global scenario of different sports which are being played by special needs persons, and then what is the local scenario, how they get training, how they get involved, what kind of formal sports which are being organized for them. Then I will talk about the infrastructure for persons with disabilities when it comes to the sports. Then I will talk about global scenario very briefly, local scenario, how important it is to have accessibility stadiums, the Center for Excellence, and the role of design in traditional sports. So I will talk about all this. Not in detail, because I assume that now I also heard about 64 papers, so I'm sure you are going to talk about the detailed accessibility issues in your papers. So I'll just be, a keynote speaker. I'll just give an overarching understanding of play and the sports for, special needs persons. So let's understand what is play first. So any spontaneous, undirected activity performed mainly for enjoyment or diversion is play. It means, that a lot of physical, cognitive and psychosocial learning happens during play for all children, those who are involved in play. And a lot of skills also develop, gross motor, fine motor skills and physical and different skills develop during play. Play is mainly, done for fun and leisure, even for a very small child to, the persons, those who are elderly, they get engaged in play. It also helps in psychoanalytical development, cognitive development, sensory motor, gross fine motor, as I said earlier, communication and social skills. There are different stages of play. We play differently in all different years. When we are young, if you have seen any, a child who is 1 year old, then he is mainly involved into play, and he's playing within things which are interesting him, but he doesn't play with others. Where similarly, when he comes to the age of 3, he learns manipulation of things, trial and error, but still he is not ready for team play. At 3 to 5 they engage. So similarly, in different age groups there are different ways of playing, up to the adolescent age, where they their play becomes more formal with more rules, and it becomes more organized and structured play, where we start from unstructured play and then we gradually move to the structured play as soon as we age. There are different types of play. There are plays which are independent play to collective play, like you play one person play. Then the play which is being done in teams. Then there are open-ended plays. There are guided plays. Sports are mostly guided plays. There are play for education, there are play for entertainment. You might have seen several play equipments for children, those who are also learning academics through play. So there are different kinds of play, which during this project, which is an IDRR project, we tried to understand different continuums in which the typology can be arranged, and then we tried to understand how children with disabilities play, because unless and until you understand how their play and the stages of play are different from able-bodied children, you will never be able to understand the sports for children with disabilities. So they have impaired body functions, they may have physical impairment, they may have sensory impairment, vision impairment, speech, deaf or cognitive impairments, which results in delay in development. Like you have seen different age groups in which different play is happening, because they have developmental delay, or the delay in different milestones, they may play differently in different age groups. Their play is less functional because since they may have vision impairment or cognitive impairment, the play may become, or the use of toy will become different from able-bodied peers, and they will explore those play objects differently. They have difficulty in understanding rules, because in case they will be able to see, they will be able to understand the rules the way they are being played. But even if explained, they may not be able to relate and refer to the different objects which are being done in visual form. Or in case he has cognitive disabilities, he will have difficulty in understanding rules. And they have difficulty in pretend play also, because like in case you are seeing the world and hearing the world or feeling the world as it is, then you are able to do the pretend play as well, because you will pretend the same thing which is happening in the environment, but if you are not able to experience it in the same way, then you may not be able to pretend it in the same way, and as a result of which you will find most of the children with disabilities, they stay isolated during play. Even they are in inclusive classrooms, even then they stay isolated most of the time during play, or they wander in the play areas even if they are being taken to the playgrounds. So when children are in adolescent age, you have seen that their play becomes more structured around 9 to 14 years, and this is what is called sport. When it involves competitions with rules and regulations, it becomes sport. And it also contributes into physical fitness, mental well-being and social interaction, as my previous speaker also spoke about the role of sports in physical fitness. It has a value in everyone's life, but it is also very important for persons with disabilities. It has rehabilitative influence and can not only on physical body but also rehabilitating people into the society, because when they will do good in their sports, in their respective sports, the acceptance in the society becomes much more higher, and they get rehabilitated not only in terms of sports but also in terms of jobs, in terms of stay and different several other aspects of life they are able to do with the regular community. Like you have in able-bodied peers, sports also help people with disabilities. They into the individual health, into their mental health, physical health, and also overall quality of life. A lot of people with disabilities, they have, as you have seen, that they are developing differently from their peers. So they may have some psychological issues like anxiety, depression, and they don't get equal opportunities as others, so they have all these problems, and they get confidence to overcome these problems when they are in sports. And they also, there are social benefits also. They get chance to meet with the people when they are in the sports, because when they are, most of the people with disabilities, when they go to higher education, they are into homeschooling, because the environment is not accessible. They are not able to come out of their houses and then जब तक छोटे रहते हैं तब तो उठा के भी कोई from one level to other people put them. But when they become senior and when they are heavy to be lifted, then they become isolated. Or they do homeschooling. That opportunity is very much there, but then it doesn't give them opportunity to meet with the other people. So they make bonding and friendship when they meet with the other people, and also they inspire many other young minds. People understand that despite their limitations, they are doing so good. So why can't we? So generally in society, it has an impact which makes the whole society inclusive. And by bonding with different the able-bodied peers, they also get to sensitize the community regarding their rehabilitation into the community in various aspects of life. So, and fun and leisure, of course, we all want fun and leisure. It elevates our mood, and also, it's very much everyone's right. But they are not able to participate like others because, first is initiation of sport. They are playing differently, but then they are choosing one play to become sport where they are involved into competitive activities. That doesn't happen, or when it happens with the help of family or their doctors or physiotherapists, those who will say they don't get involved into sport. And then they also need to be able to motivate that initiation or sustain that initiation and stay motivated to continue to take part in that activity. But they have several other constraints, several other barriers. The structural barrier, as I said, accessibility. Not all sports stadiums are accessible. Then transportation. When you have accessible transportation, then only you will be able to reach that place. They also have time constraints because every activity will take more time than the able-bodied peers. So they have the problem of time as well, and also money, because they have to be earning enough to be able to spare time and effort for sports. So that also becomes a limitation. Then intrapersonal, their psychological state may not be as strong as their able-bodied peers. Even if it is, they undergo lot of stress and anxiety. And then they don't have contacts like we have networking, because we have opportunity to meet with so many people. They don't have that kind of opportunity to meet people, so they have this intrapersonal issue as well. United Nations Convention for Rights for Persons with Disabilities, for which India became signatory of UNCRPD in 2007. And being a signatory, it casts responsibilities on all parties to recognize the right of persons with disabilities to take part on equal basis with others in leisure and sports. It also takes that all parties will take appropriate measures to encourage, promote and organize development opportunities and quality participation of people with disabilities. So other than this, we also have some acts and legislations, and these acts and legislations came into, people have started expediting all the efforts because India became signatory in 2007. Even our Act of Parliament for Persons with Disabilities got revised because we became signatory of UNCRPD. So with respect to participation, there are different types of sports. Not that everybody whosoever is going into a sports complex will participate in national or international games, right? So there are recreational sports, which is where fun and leisure is the key component. There are performance sport which is more structured program and some kind of a competition, and then high performance sport, where participants are participating in national and international games. So you have heard from the previous speaker also about the performance sport and the community sports, right? So community sports are for all those people those who are young in schools, and the performance sports and high performance sports are for the people, those who are able to excel in a particular sport. So in all sports complex, not that those who are those who excel, they only go, but everybody whosoever is interested in the sport, they go. So what kind of sports are played by persons with disabilities? These are the questions which we explored while doing our studio also, some of our students explored, and also when I was part of that Center for Excellence Empowered and Building Committee. So at that time also we explored all these things, that how the sports of persons with disabilities differ from sports for able-bodied people. So they can play almost any sport, right? But those sports need to be modified or adapted for the persons with special needs. So sometimes some sports are less adapted, and sometimes or least adapted or not adapted at all. Or in sometimes it is, and they can be played in integrated manner, and some sports are adapted sports which are, played in after adaptations are done. So as you can see from here, there are two types of plays which people with disabilities play: integrated play or adapted or disability sports, which are meant for persons with disabilities. But then when people with disabilities are playing, it is not that all disabilities are grouped together and they participate in the formal competitions. There are certain strengths and limitations of everyone, and same like you have in regular sports, that different sports, weight categories are there for different weightlifting, games. So similarly here also strengths and weaknesses are combined, and then they are mainly categorized into three main categories: physical impairment, and intellectual impairment. Physical has all, impairments which are related to our body parts, right? So to make the competition more fair, these kind of groups are being made. So when we are adapting any sports, you can see the three adaptations here. The first is that where it is done. Second is how that sport is done and who is doing it. So in the first is swimming, in which minimal adaptations are done or no adaptations are done. Adapted dance, where minor adaptations are done, and there are some disability sports like boccia, you can see here, which is which is a wheelchair ball game. So where it is done, for example, a person is running a shorter distance, you have lower net, or there are courts with different zones, right? Then how it is done, maybe in case in regular sport you are throwing the ball directly, or in disability sports or adapted sports it is being bounced twice and then thrown, or instead of throwing you just roll the ball, right? So there are adaptations done in that form, or who's doing it. Sometimes you are not able to run yourself. You are getting a runner, or you are getting a guide. You are playing a cricket and you get a runner. So there are different adaptations to the main sport which is done to be able to include persons with disability. So these adaptive sports started, much earlier, and the first competitive game was wheelchair polo. And it was started in 1948, and this wheelchair polo was instrumental in starting the Paralympic Games. And now the Paralympic game is a major sport event, and I am sure most of you have heard about Paralympics. And now, after 1980s, the organization began to include athletics with disabilities in regular sporting event as well. Because now you know that there are integrated sports which can be played together with others. So they started, and they are trained in integrated sports. Sometimes, like in swimming and all, they are able to participate with their able-bodied groups. Then they are able to get included in Olympic Games and Commonwealth Games. So as I said, they are divided into different disability groups, and they play in those disability games. So there are certain adapted, I'm just showing you the list of adapted sports so that you know what are the different, and I'm sure people, those who are going to speak in the subsequent sessions will take all these things in detail. So there are integrated and adapted. So there are some sports which are indoor sports are integrated and some indoor sports which are adapted. Similarly, there are outdoor sports which are integrated and some sports which are outdoor sports and are adapted. And there are different categories. You can see in here the list of games, and different people, those who have special needs, play different games. So you can see not all games are being played by everyone, but they have group and they have divided the sports into different categories. Other than Paralympics, there are many other games which happen around the world, and as I said, that it started with wheelchair polo, but then there are several other sports, and then later on they realized that you need different games for vision impairment or people those who are hearing impairment or cognitive impairment. So these are the different games which are being organized around the world. But how it happens in India? So now it took really a lot of time to get for Paralympics or sports for disabled persons to gain recognition in India, and we have performed exemplary over the years. There are several acts and policies. We have disability policy 2006, PWD Act, we have Rights for Persons with Disability Act, and Accessibility India campaign. Accessible India campaign talks about the different guidelines which, when followed, will become make the whole environment accessible. There are three main pillars in which accessibility is was being awareness was generated. And RPWD Act Article 330 says that you need to make accessibility guidelines for all different environments. All different ministries are making their own accessibility guidelines, and I'm glad to say that Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports also have developed their own guidelines, and they are there for all sports infrastructure. So there are different initiatives regarding coach, their infrastructure, the fellowship, which are available for persons with disabilities to inspire them to be able to participate in disability sports. Now coming to the sports infrastructure, there are regular stadiums and there are specialized stadiums. As you can see that in case you have done accessibility, there are guidelines. When you follow them, the regular stadiums also become accessible for persons with disabilities. And how those accessibility issues are being included, again I will say there would be papers on that. There are guidelines from entrance to the sports fields to the hostels, everywhere. How do you implement it? It is very clearly specified. And when they are implemented, all integrated sports can be played in the regular stadiums. And in case, with the accessibility, in case there are provisions for adapted and integrated sports, then you can make these are accommodated in specialized stadium. As I said, that I was part of a Center for Excellence with disability sports. So you need specialized stadiums where people with disabilities, those who excel in sports, and those who have potential to represent country at national and international level can be trained. And you have specialized coaches for that. So other than that, there are there would be staff with disabilities, there would be audience with disabilities, there would be coaches with disabilities, for which you need to make provisions in all different kinds of stadiums. So this is the Center for Excellence, and there were 5 Center for Excellence which were proposed in the country, together with the regular stadiums where people with disabilities can be trained. Out of all these, some had financial locations, some had not, but I'm proud to say that Gwalior Center for Excellence is inaugurated in 2023 and it is ready. Out of all these, Center for Excellence. So what they wanted was to develop a state-of-art international level center where training centers facilities for Divyang sportsmen is provided, and they are trained to be able to compete at international level. They are able to practice and have the confidence to do so. So what the strategy was to identify children in the young age and then to include them, build the engine, you motivate them and then train them, and then to be able to make them well equipped to do high performance sport. So first when in school they are getting learning to receive the training, then they are trained to train, and then they are trained to compete, and then they are trained to win in these specialized centers. So we did while doing design studio, we realized that there is a sports user space analysis which is done, sports impairment relationship, different impairments and different sports. We did case studies, national stadiums which are international stadiums, which are specialized international stadiums, national stadiums which are regular stadiums, and then specialized, different kinds of stadiums. And then we started looking for what all should be provided for different disability groups, for learning, for different hostels, different and the sports facilities and the living facilities and the support services. So sports, indoor sports, indoor outdoor sports, and high performance center. So all these areas were calculated, and then they were all integrated and adapted. You can find here also, and all those trainings were, and all those the support thing, the student housing staff, student support facilities and other support facilities and the living facilities were. So these are the areas which I will not go into the detail. So this is the one which was proposed in Shillong, but the land mutation is still going on. The state government was supposed to give the land. These were autonomous center of Ministry of Social Justice, and but the Gwalior one is ready. It is renamed as Atal Bihari Vajpayee Training Center for Disabilities Sports, and a lot of people with disabilities were engaged during the development process. During our sports, the studio also we could develop some interesting sports center which was meant for people with Center for Excellence. And there are some, this is one interesting game which was designed by one of our design students, which is, as designers we need to understand the strength of the people with disabilities, and she developed Khojo. I'm not going into the detail of it. So the time has changed, now we have our sports person performing excellent in sports, and they are getting community recognition also for this. So, and now India's first ever World Paralympics Grand Prix is going to be organized in 2025. I will finish with a small movie very quickly, 2 minutes movie which is being, and this is an initiative, this is being made by our student on one small event which is Winter Games, which is being played in PT Nagar Stadium, where 1500 children with disabilities across Madhya Pradesh, they come and they participate. And it is being organized every year with the help of Rotary, with the help of several other NGOs, and you can see that there is no sound, so I will run it quickly. And you will find that a lot of people are coming, and they started with a small room, and gradually they have the entire thing has come to a level where so many people are able to participate. Quickly. There are children, there are people with vision impairments, there are, and this is the way people with hearing impairment clap. They clap for each other, they compete, they do different kinds of things, they, get chance to bond with each other. There are different other painting competitions which are being organized, so those who are not able to play are able to do all this. And people are talking, conversing with each other, making friends, despite we think that they are not able to talk with each other. They are people with vision impairment, they ask questions, they come with their parents, they come with their teachers. So our students also went, they learned from that and they realized that, you know, there's so much which is happening in all these studios in all such events. So I will end here. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I will not see anything here, but there are
Just a second, class.
everybody, please. So, it's been a great pleasure to have you with us today. Your research and your work is not only helping students, it's helping government, it is helping everybody who is like aspiring to cross boundaries even with some kind of disability. Your presentation definitely helped us for our conference also to kickstart our conference. The ideas and the kind of environment you have set for us, it really gives us a boost. Yeah.
Ma'am, we are very happy to have you. For all the students,
This is our college project which we have got from ICSSR. Ma'am has been working in this field from quite for long, and as a part of the project, the Government of India have asked us to review certain sports policy. We have to review various sports stadiums and the issues which is being faced by the people, the youth particularly coming from the rural area, women's vulnerable section, caste-based and even disabled sports person who are actually trying to pursue also their sports. So after going through ma'am's presentation, I think many of the things, because just now we had a few days back, we had a progress review meeting with ICSR. They have asked number of things which I can see is in your presentation. So you will be our eminent expert. There will be one more stake of consultation with you. Me, Leena and Supriya ma'am will be again calling you up and maybe meeting you up.
Sure.
It will again help. As of now, yes, it is a government project, but nonetheless, it is for the country what we are going to do. So I wish this will end up with a very beautiful results as such. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I
Gopal? ठीक है मैम मैं नीचे ही हूँ. So now we'll start with our second keynote session of Madam Purva Dagri. She is an architect planner and has been working on accessibility. She is from Kingston University, assistant professor there. She would like to present some of her work which she has done. She is online, so we are just connecting. This session will last for almost half an hour, and then our offline presentation will start. We are also have started the online presentation. It started from 12:30. Any student, PG student who has submitted paper and whose session is there as an online part, किसी का है? Okay, so I think everybody must have got the link also with them. So the session, the online students only can join. Rest all I request to be here just for half an hour. Then you all are free.
I request everyone to kindly maintain the rigor of your work. And now please allow me to give a brief of our next keynote speaker, Dr. Purva Dagri. She is a chartered environmentalist, chartered waste manager and fellow of the Higher Education Academy with over 15 years of experience in the field of sustainability and waste management. As an environment planner and architect, she has contributed significantly to the field through her expertise in environment planning and research. Dr. Lavri served as a Centre Counsellor in the Chartered Institution of Waste Management, London and Southeast Centre, and as an advisory member for the Higher Education and Industrial Connect of G100 Club. She has made several remarkable strides in both academia and industry with a doctoral focus on how organizations adapt reuse behavior, especially in context to waste management in practice. Her work has earned her recognition, including awards from CIWM, the International Solid Waste Association, and the Inspiring Indian Women Award for her impactful publications. Furthermore, she has been nominated by the CIWM Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Group as one of the most influential women in the waste management industry. Driven by her passion for sustainability, Dr. Lavri aims to help individuals and organizations achieve long-term sustainability by bridging the gap between research and practice. So, dear participants, now Dr. Purva Lavri will join us in online mode. I hope she is there. So, please give her a huge round of applause.
Hello Purva.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very much. Purva, you are live also. And here offline we have students of architecture. We have professor of SPA Bhopal. We also have professor of RTDA here, and bunch of faculty are joining, professors are joining. So let's start with the presentation.
Okay, can I share my screen or how is it going?
You can share your screen if it is easy with you. Otherwise, we can also.
I can share my screen and
Oh,
while I go through the
fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so let me just share my screen. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes, it is
Yes?
there.
Okay, brilliant. Hello everyone, namaste. Let me say it's morning here. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for the introduction, and I'm honored to be part of this international conference on sports space of 2025, inclusive sports for all. Today I will present a case study or an example. So along with teaching at university, I also work as a consultant for a charity called Selfie Trust, and I have been working with them for last 6 years, and we have created a Selfie Active group that is an inclusive sports in itself. So I bring that as an example. Hopefully, I wish that can inspire people, and I would be open to any questions that you may have. So, just to give you a brief about Selfie Center. So, Selfie Center is a community center which is based in London in Harringay, Tottenham. So, Tottenham it's north of London, and it is one of the most deprived community in the whole UK, because it consists of people of historically excluded communities such as people from Black Indian minority ethnicity or refugees or Eastern Europeans. So that is one of the reasons why this community is highly deprived. Nonetheless, it is highly diverse as well. So this community center, which has been running for over 30 years now, it was a school previously and converted to community center by the community itself. So council wanted to demolish the school, but people came together to preserve the community. So at the moment, these are some of the stats you can see here. So this community center has almost 850 site users per day, and it is because this community center houses 32 on-site small to medium scale enterprises. Most of them are voluntary sector organizations that serve for the community. There are around 78,000 people within walking distance that live around the community center, and 16 sports clubs, one of which is based, which is called the Boxing Club, Selby Boxing Club, which is based in the community center itself. And there are around 615 volunteers per year that work for this community center. So why the Selby Active, the sports group that was created almost 5 years ago now, why there was a need? Because Tottenham, as I said, is one of the few poorest communities in the UK. The living standards of neighbourhood are below the London average, and there is cost of living crisis and post-pandemic crisis that is still ongoing, the recovery is still ongoing. According to the Census 2021 data, it is one of the highly deprived and high-risk community because crime rates in this community are quite high, and unfortunately many young people goes into antisocial behavior and criminal activities at a young age, influenced by the people. So that's where the sports and active community bring together that transformation of that is antisocial behavior, how it can be transferred into a much more better place, and that's where the community center and Selby Trust comes. The values, these are some of the values of Selby Trust: being inclusive and respectful to people, because we have people from all the different community. As I said, there are from Black, Asian, minority, Eastern European, Turkish, all the different types of people come around, from LGBTQ plus community and all the different types of community, women, girls from different backgrounds. So we always true to ourselves by being inclusive and respectful. We have a value contribution as one of the another values. That means that people can contribute their work value. We learn from the community. We are community led, and that is what we are proud of. And being sustainable and green economy is another part, and this is something which we are going and moving forward, because Selby Center and Selby Trust is going under a major redevelopment project where a new Selby Center will be developed with lots of houses coming in the Selby Center area. So, and Selby Trust forms a big part of it. So, being sustainable and being a sustainable built environment is something which is an ambition. The local authority and Selby Trust together has ambition to achieve BRIAM very good or excellent as part of this new redevelopment project. So coming back to Selby Active, Selby Active is a group of local sports organizations. We came together, so Selby Center created this Selby Active group, and we basically facilitated, and we formed the part of governance structure where the local experts or local clubs and groups who may not themselves have resilience or capacity come together and created the Selby Active. The key roles and responsibility of the Selby Active group is they are the advisory group. So even in our redevelopment project, they form a major part by providing us advice on how the building should look like, particularly in terms of sports center. So what are the details regarding the sports center, because these groups come from the sports activities such as cricket, basketball, volleyball, football, boxing club, all the different, and running, gym, fitness. So all these activities come together. So what are the specifications for the architects is something that they provide. So be part of our advisory group for regeneration project, and also they understand community because they come from the community. They have been doing these clubs and activities for 20-25 years. They are experts, they understand the community. So we hear from them, we take their advice, and we promote sports and other activities at the Selby Center, from making them Selby active an important part of it. So as I said, community-led sports and enrichment programs are effective. This is the Tottenham Hotspur Foundation. So this is one of the, you might have heard or you might have seen football matches. It hosts international football matches. They are just 10 minutes or 15 minutes walk from Selby Center, and they are one of our key partners and also forms part of our Selby Active Group. We demonstrate that Selby Trust's commitment to Selby Urban Village, that is the new project, development project, is quite crucial, and our challenges and ongoing challenges are deprivation, crime and health and well-being. So that forms a major integral part of whole Selby Active delivery. Our stakeholders are key drivers because, as I said, partnerships is something which plays an important role, and that takes me to other area, the other priorities, facilities, investments. So as I said, Selby Urban Village, we aim to develop high quality, accessible and affordable sports and recreational facilities, which means, as we understand our community, we know it is highly deprived and poor community in London, so we want to make sure that everyone gets equal opportunities, and that's why we are creating the sports and recreational facilities of high quality and accessibility. In 2019 and 2020, we received funding from Sport England to improve our existing sports hall, which has created a major social impact in our community. People come together, they play sports, we provide free services, we get the funding from Sport England and other funders and deliver, allow the Art Sport Active Group to come together and deliver the sports and enrichment for free of cost for the young people and other parts of the community in a free way. Then ongoing needs and assessment, we take that responsibility because we know that our community is highly diverse and it is quite transient. They have got quite transient population anywhere in London. That's why we want to make sure that we strengthen our Selby Active, because without the partnerships and without the fundraising opportunity, it cannot happen. And we are developed, our objectives and framework are based on using the SMART framework. You might have heard of this: specific, measurable, attainment, relevant and timely manner. These are some of the learnings. Yes. Yes.
One minute. Just there's a break in the voice. One second. We'll just pause for 1 minute.
All right.
So, ma'am is actually leaving. So we request Richa Kate ma'am. Professor R.K. Dear, please come. And we request again Krishna ma'am to be here. To facilitate ma'am. She has delivered such a nice presentation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, all right. Okay, great. So, coming to learning and development. So, through this 5 to 6 years Selby Active initiative that we have started, there have been some key achievements. We have been providing training, mentoring and resilience workshops from the experts. We have improved governance and leadership skills. We have increased awareness and transformed behaviors. There are stories that are quite amazing. Some of the young people, we captured those stories where they said that they had no place to go, or they were influenced toward antisocial behavior and criminal activity, and how sports have given them a way to transition themselves or way to use their energy into something which is much more productive. So we are really proud of these transitions that we are creating through this Selfie Active initiative. Then higher activeness, social inclusion and reduced isolation. Isolation is one of the key issues. You might not understand because living in India is quite different. It is very community based, but when it comes to London, people can have isolation becomes a big issue. It's not just among the elderly, but also among the different age groups. Isolation can become a major issue when it comes to people living in London. So creating that space where people can come together and actually share and learn something and use their energy for a positive, to create a positive impact and develop a positive skill is something really amazing. And that's what Selfie Active brings. Then access to the existing community experiences and knowledge. It has also led to identify the skills. So young people came at the early days, early ages, and they got trained, and now they have become volunteers, and also some of them have become the trainers themselves. So we have got the stories where it has created amazing impact to individuals and people in the community. And we also explore the educational goals and training courses to support the development. And that's it from me. Thank you so much. I will stop sharing my screen so that you can see me, and happy to answer any questions that you may have.
So is it done? The presentation is done? Just completed.
Hello?
Yes. Purva? Yeah. Hello, Purva?
Hello. Hi. Yes.
Hi Purva. Thank you so much
Hi.
For the presentation. This was indeed a very interesting presentation. Our students, our faculties, everybody is very much blessed to have you. And surely we are going to take away from the presentation also, because this is one of the projects by ICSSR. So there are few things. You will be also again connected, because we will be reading certain stakeholder comments for preparation of model using AHP. So we'll be coming back again to you. But thank you so much for sparing this much time. I think we got delayed by half an hour. I was worried whether you could connect with us or not. So anyhow,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks on the behalf of Planet and BMSCA faculties, everybody. Okay, so we are now wrapping up.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll contact you
All
later
right.
on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
So with this we are wrapping up with our key expert lecture. Now all the students except the presenter who were there as a part of offline can stay back, and rest all can leave. And if you want to see the presentation, you are very much invited. You can be here. So 2 minutes break, only 2 minutes break, then we'll start again. We are here till 2 o'clock. I think from till 2 o'clock we can have the presentation, then we'll start with our second set of presentation online offline. ये तो सबसे अच्छा होगा। अभी तो 1 से 2 फिर 2 से स्टूडेंट ब्रेक है, देन हम So who all are there for the first panel? We have I'm just reading out the paper code. It is MS22, MS27, 22 is there, MS22, Priya is not there. Okay. MS 27. आयशा सर आप भी बैठे ना. आपका 2 बजे. आपको प्रेजेंट करना है तो कर लो. अभी करना है तो कर सकते हैं. अभी कैन बी फ्री. आपका लंच विल बी फ्री. ओके. हाँ. ठीक है. MS 27 is there. कौन है ऋषि? बता नाम बता दीजिए मुझे फटाफट. एक में तो मैं ही हूँ. MS 29. MS 30. Oh hi please come. आप हाँ मैं कल है लेकिन मैं आई थी. मैं तो 2 मिनट प्लीज MS 30 29 30 both you are. MS 60 40 MS 40 MS 53. Okay, 53 is there. MS 48. You are from SBA Delhi. पीयूष सर के साथ आए हैं आप. पीयूष सर आने वाले हैं. ठीक है सर. हाँ सर 3 तो कुणाल के हैं. एक शशि मैम का तो हो नहीं रहा. ऋषि you are सात्विक भट्टाचार्य. लीना yours is there. मधुमती I'll call. So I'll give you the folder. अभिषेक expert का folder है. So we can start with the presentation. So Kunal, you present. Madam, you want to present today? No, ma'am. No, you can present. No. So you want to live in the university civil side as a कौन से पैनल में? पैनल में अगर प्रेजेंट करना चाहते तो अगर बिल्कुल लोग रेडी तो ले सर. ऐसे लेकिन बाकी को करने तो पूरा सिस्टम मिल जाएगा. किसने किस पे दिया पैनल में ही रहते हैं ना मैम. इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू मैनेज. मिल जाएगा.